Welcome to our first lesson of our SOLIDWORKS from scratch course and Bukoola Simon Peter. In this lesson you're going to talk about what design means, what makes a good design requirement, and finally we'll explore the SOLIDWORKS interface together. Before we jump into the software, let us think like engineers. So every design begins with requirements: what the product must do, how it should perform, and what are the limits it must stay within. And in engineering, we summarize good requirements using a word SMART, where we have S standing in for specific, and here the requirement should be clear and detailed. For example, the bench must support a load of 200 kilograms, not just saying the bench should be strong. Then measurable, which means you can check or test it, like maybe if you talk about a tolerance of 0.2 millimeters. Then attainable, the design should be achievable using available materials, tools, and technology. A good engineer doesn't design things which are impossible. Relevant, if the requirement doesn't support the goal, then it's unnecessary. Then traceability, the requirement should be able to trace the customer's request, regulations, and performance needed. Traceability helps us to ensure accountability and understanding of what we need. So when your requirements are smart, the design process becomes efficient, realistic, and focused. Now let's move from the concept of design to the tools that help us bring these ideas to life. So we jump into SOLIDWORKS. SOLIDWORKS is a parametric feature-based 3D software. Parametric means it uses fixed relations, like the way you see dimensions, constraints, and then relations. So the moment you change any dimension in the designing process, it changes the whole 3D design. So this software allows us to create models that follow real engineering logic by the help of these dimensions, constraints, and relations. So what we can use SOLIDWORKS we can use SOLIDWORKS to design individual parts, assemble them into complete systems, and then produce simulations, testing in them for real-world environment before actually fabricating them, then also producing detailed engineering drawings for manufacturing. So everything we create in SOLIDWORKS begins with a 2D sketch that forms a foundation for every 3D feature. Now that we have that, let us go into SOLIDWORKS interface. So when you open SOLIDWORKS, you will see several key areas that make up the interface. Let us look at each one and understand its purpose. At the top, we have the command manager, which contains tabs such as features, sketch, sheet metal, word melts, mold tools, direct editing. Most of them will not appear on your command manager, but you can modify and decide on what appears on your command manager here. Later on I'll show you how to do that. Then you have the graphics area, which is the main workspace. We have the features manager tree, design tree on the left, which helps us think of the history of our model. We have the list of our sketches, features we have created in the exact order we have built them, and it helps us, rename, reorder, and re-edit our features easily. We have our status bar, which is at the bottom here, which helps us, tells us what our sketch or what our design is all about. You see, when I move our cursor, it gives you the real coordinates of where it is, and you see we have a 0mm here. It means we're working in a 2D space area. And then it shows you our design is undefined. So most of the times you have to make sure that the design is fully defined. And then here it will show you the units we are using, and for our case we are using millimeter, gram, second. Before we start modeling, it's important to know how to move around the 3D environment. So we use the mouse scroll to zoom in and out, press and hold to rotate, and then when we hold Control, we can grab or pan our model. We shall, be learning other shortcuts as time goes on. So we have seen that design isn't about just shapes; it's about purpose and clarity, including logic. So the SMART approach helps us, define our goals, while SOLIDWORKS helps us visualize and verify them. So in the next tutorial, we'll start working with sketches, planes, and the design intent, where you learn the foundation of all modeling in SOLIDWORKS. Thank you for watching. This is all for now. We shall meet in the next tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment of what we missed in the first tutorial, and then we'll see you in the next one.